Hello Bengal staff, I just wanted to send you a quick tutorial for how we are going to do our weekly check-ins while we're in remote learning. I figured this would just be easier than sending you a long-winded email, and then that way I could also model some of the different features that we have. I am using our awesome new cameras and light, so hopefully I look just stunning in this light. I chose the cinnamon variety. So let me toggle over to our spreadsheet. So this spreadsheet is shared with all of you. One of the things that I hope that you see as the weeks continue is that this spreadsheet is going to change. And the reason I want it to change is because if you can see my mouse here, you'll see that I have some columns hidden. So if you're wondering what these arrows are, I've hid some things that I'm working on. I would love for this spreadsheet to populate their current grades. I would love for this spreadsheet to include student contact information. So if you wanted to text or call them, you don't have to necessarily go into IC for that information. But I'm learning that, and I'm learning how to write code. So I'm stretching my own tech savviness. I know that we ask you as our admin team for you to do the same, and so I want you to know that we are trying to do the same thing. So here's what it looks like for right now. So the check-in teacher, what you're going to do each week is just scroll down and find your name. This was initially populated by your Core 1 class, but then we've tweaked that a little bit. So we wanted our elective teachers to get in on the fun, and so we've taken like the first 4 or 5 names from each of their sections and kind of built them a list. Additionally, we've added in our case managers for IEPs, so they're in here and they're going to check in with those people. And then we've also added in some counselors. So some of your lists are a little longer than others, and that's just by the nature of if you have a heavy IEP load in your Core 1 class, then you probably won't have that many kids to contact. So that's where that was generated from. So each week, you'll see that this is for November 16th. Obviously, for December, I'll add in a new column there. But however you contacted your students, this is a drop-down menu. You can just populate that. So some of you want to use Google Form, which is awesome. Chances are if you're using Google Form, you're probably going to have that for all of your students. However, some kids might not respond to that Google Form. So perhaps you had to text them or you emailed them. So however you contacted your kid, just let us know by filling in that drop-down. If you do make contact, like you have a proof of life, they have responded to you as we've instructed them to do, then you're just going to check this box and it will turn green. If you emailed them but you never heard back, or you sent a voicemail or a text and you never heard back, or you sent your Google form and they never responded, please leave that red. There's a formula written in here that if this is red, it automatically comes to our admin spreadsheet, and so we know that we have to follow up with those students. So that's a fun way that this form works. The other way that it works is that in that conversation with that student, when they followed up with you, if you're thinking that they need to check in with their counselor, then on this drop down you'll put student check-in with counselor, and maybe you just want to put in some notes. They are feeling depressed. Or you can put in kind of whatever you want there. Please know that this is a public forum. All teachers can see this. Only teachers can see this. So you want to maybe put in enough information that we understand kind of the gist of it, but not all of the kind of juicy details. What that does when you put in student check with counselor, let's say we want these kids, or that they would like to have a counselor check-in. On the bottom we have tabs here, and what that does is that automatically populates that kid's information and any notes that you recorded for our counselor so that they can follow up with that student. So that's kind of a neat feature. The same thing is true for either an admin contact with the family. So let's say that for whatever reason, either they're feeling food insecure, or they're frustrated, or they're not sure if they're placed in the appropriate class, I don't know. Whatever reason you feel like that we would need to contact them as a family, again, fill that out and that would automatically populate on our admin referral. And then finally, the same is true for tech. So if they're having significant tech needs, there's plenty of ways that they can reach out to us, but if you're that first point of contact and you hear about it first, go ahead and pop that in there, and then I can check this tab, and it will give me that Lilith is having some issues. And it's, again, that's always helpful to put notes down, so like let's say the screen is broken or something along those lines. So it's going to give me that issue in those notes. So that is how you're going to use this form each week. We will check it kind of periodically, and counselors will check it periodically. So either sending that Google form or the text or the email or giving your kids a call so that we can see what's going on with them. So hope you enjoyed the email or the video. Let me know if you have questions, and it's a great day to be a Bengal. See ya.